Ronaldo got to stop playing because it's just between them two. Now, obviously, you get Modric's won it. I'm sure there's a Kaka's won it when these lot are playing Messi. I mean, Modric, Kaka. There might be one more. I'm probably guessing. Probably need them two to call it a day because it's just a popularity contest. Like, respectfully, I know this ain't popularity and it sounds a bit insensitive to say, but even Dani Alves come out today and, well, not today, but I've seen it today and said Eriksen should have won it, obviously, for a feel-good factor. I mean, come on now, credit to Eriksen and whatnot, but it don't make sense. It really don't. But anyways, man, for me, Lukaku is the one that I don't get. Belgium's best player. It's a popularity thing, man. Kevin De Bruyne has been stinking up the Prem for like 18 months. Bro, you lot are not happy. You lot are not happy at all. Kevin De Bruyne was injured for half this year. I could be wrong and I might sound ignorant, but that's what it felt like. It felt like he was, he was a flight risk. He was just on the medical treatment table. But as you lot know, it's voting for the friends, man. But I'm sure if we look at the run to the Champions League and the Premier League title last season, it probably is a lot kinder than we're being to Kevin De Bruyne. Really and truly. Salah should be top 5 at least. Exactly. I agree with that. But then I agree with that in isolation, bro. But then who gets dislodged from the 5th place? Obviously Kante and Jorginho. You've got 2 Chelsea man, but Jorginho, Euros and a thingy and a Champions League. Kante was very good last season, in my opinion, almost back to his best. So obviously the bias goes against them in that Jorginho and Kante, they're not guys that are, you're not going to watch highlights of them 10 years from now. Respectfully, Jorginho, no one's going to do that. Kante the same, the Lewandowskis, the Messis, the Salahs, the Ronaldos, these are the guys that score goals ultimately. So I guess you on that logic, you could dislodge them. And I think I'm sounding like a hypocrite because I feel Salah should be top 5. But for who? A part of me feels unpopular opinion, Benzema, because I feel there's been a bit of a hype job of recent with Benzema. But then again, I've been on that hype job, so I know for a best part of a while now, he's been scoring goals, being the decisive man for Real Madrid. So I can't really sit here and tell you nothing. I do think Kevin De Bruyne. Sorry, not Kevin De Bruyne. I do think when you look at Jorginho in 3rd, Kante in 5th, and 4th Benzema, I think them 3. I wouldn't move any of them, but them 3, if anything, for Salah to bump up the levels. Lewandowski and Messi, it's unquestionable, innit? In my opinion, it's unquestionable. If we're being fair, if you're going to praise the Euros, you have to praise Copa America for equal balance. Exactly. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna lie, I hold Euros in higher regards. It feels like Copa America, while obviously it's the equivalent in South America, I feel at times it turns into a bit of a gimmick. Like, I'm seeing teams from Asia and that participate. I'm so sure Jamaica was in it one time. Big up them lot for letting us in, but this don't happen in the Euros. And it feels like, for me anyways, they're just inventing more Copa America tournaments to make sure certain individuals claim a trophy at international level. That's just how I feel personally. So I do agree. You do have to praise both. It comes across as a bit snooty, but it is what it is. Still mad numbers by Messi in that dead Barca team. Fundamentally, that's it. Exactly. Mad numbers. Pardon me. Lewandowski, Messi, Benzema, Salah, Kante, top 5 in my opinion. You could say that, but again, you can't discredit the Euros. Diaz got sucker punched too as well, won the Prem and got to like 2 finals. Bro, Diaz was a revelation last year. Even you could argue that was a bigger signing, that he had a bigger impact than Kevin for City last year. But then again, I'm sure if we watch the route to the Champions League final, there's it will be kinder to Kevin. Like, I might be guessing. I'm not sure he actually played, but someone's telling me he did bits against PSG or someone last season. I shouldn't have said Sheg. It's just that it's only fair for Lover to get it. It probably is, man, but there's no fairity here, man. How do you rate the Ballon d'Or? I can never say it, though, DG. Feel like ever since Neves won it over and we Arsenal fans pay no mind to it. Well, it don't make or break, because for me, listen, trophies, collective trophies and individual trophies, they're part of it. But I just feel they're superficial and they're nothing without context. If you like a player, you're going to be like, he's won X amount. If you don't, you're going to kind of disregard it, And I feel there's a lot of players that don't have the most of decorated CVs. And there's players, obviously, that have done F all, but they've got the mad thing. So I don't know. Obviously, in general, I just feel these awards are ruined by you know, the fat cats that control the football, and not people that love the game at base level, like people like us. It's just fat cats, and there's all marketing agendas and personal agendas and little agendas for voting people into positions. Like, obviously, look at the top five. They all deserve to be there off their own merit. But you could look at Lewandowski, Messi, Jorginho, Benzema, and Kante and say, you know what, people could be running agendas, you know, really and truly. And I don't really agree with it. I've seen some journalists vote for this. I've seen journalists vote for this. In order for someone to win other than Messi and Ronaldo, man need to score 80 goals and win 5 plus trophies plus the Champions League. Even that's not going to be enough because people have vested interest in Messi winning it over Ronaldo, Ronaldo winning it full stop, and then this, that, and the third. You know, you're going to have to just wait. I think people have to call it a day when these lot are not there, man. Bro, playing in Americas is difficult. Have you seen some of the clamps man get and the mad refs? As a Chelsea fan, don't really see how Kante got top 5. He really only kicked into getting the final third of last season. But you could say that, well, I'm not going to say it about number 4 as much as I love him. You could say that about a couple. But to be fair to you, I do think he deserves it. Should Sonny have made that list? What Spurs is, son? You'd have to take it to VAR. I don't know. I'm not going to advocate for them, man. There's already one there, innit? If Vans voted Ronaldo would win all the time since he's the most popular athlete, I mean, it'd probably be a tie between him and Messi. You've got weirdos that don't get it twisted, you know. I'm a big fan of Messi and Ronaldo, but there's people that worship these guys, and as great as they are, the man, they are human, you know. Like, you shouldn't be worshiping human beings and whatnot. And there's people that, as much as I love individuals, you know, I could talk about Ronaldinho, R9, Henry, these guys, Messi, all these guys till I'm blue in the face. If you see my skin color, will be here all day. But I'm a fan of football first. I'm a fan of the game first. It feels like a lot of these new age things, the fans, actually the journalists and things, they're not fans of the game. You know, they're fans of Messi, they're fans of Ronaldo, where obviously we're fans of them lot as well. But it's just they've got vested interest in them, and football's bigger than them. Football is going to be here long after you and I are gone. Everybody listening. So, and definitely when them lot stop playing. So I don't really get it personally. It's very political, and journalists are probably voting based on the emotion of the Copa America win more than anything. Still think Messi deserves it this year, though. Lava over the last 2 years. Fair play. Kevin De Bruyne PR is nuts. To be fair, he's not the only one there, man. You know, I can't lie. Number 4, he deserves to be there for me, but I feel there's been a serious PR push in the last few months for that one as well, if I'm keeping it honest. But again, we just need the next awards. For me, I think defenders need their own awards because, again, the biggest point for me is, like I said, you know, you need to go to 10th before you see someone that isn't a more, you know, fair enough, Kante and Jorginho, they're not attacking sort of players. But, you know, you to see anyone get any credit, you have to go to 13th and 14th. You know, really and truly, really, out of the whole 30, are we going to say there's only 3 defenders? And respectfully, well, 4 defenders, respectfully, really, are we going to say out of 30, you know? You know, I don't know if Salah should. I mean, I'm just throwing this one out there, but it just feels like international journalists and whatnot, they waffled about Trent Alexander-Arnold, for example, all year, as great as he is. So why ain't he there? I don't know, personally, I feel it's a bit of a mockery. I think you've got to give defenders their own awards because out of 30 players, are you really telling me Chiellini and Bonucci, and fair enough, probably wouldn't be there if they didn't win the Euros? You know, Chiellini, Bonucci, that's 2. Kijé, that's 3. Really, he shouldn't be there if I'm honest with you, but that's 3 nonetheless. Aspilicueta brings it to 4. Diaz makes it 5. I'm probably missing out one more guy. No, it is 5. It's 5. If you want to, you know, you can have a back 4. Obviously, not everyone can play in their natural positions, and Donnarumma makes it a back 5 unit. It's a bit crazy, and even that, like Donnarumma's had a great campaign, but where's Chelsea's Mendy? I think he's suffering from African tax. In my opinion, how's Mendy not there? I'm sorry, but you know, how is Kijé over there over Rudiger? Fair play. I just whatever in it. It's just not making sense to me. Like it's just not making no sense to me. Is where isn't it, people? Like it's a joke thing. Like I said, I think Mendy. I can't lie. If Mendy was French, I think Mendy's there. If I don't know what Rudiger needs to do because it just seems like people are being judged on different principles. Like You know, slyly, I'm probably reaching, but if Kajir's there, then you can't really say Thiago Silva can't be there. Like, you can't even say Marquinhos can't be there. I think Marquinhos doesn't get no respect in general football anyways. I can't lie. Now, the more I think about it, the more it's pissing me off, people, that there's no defenders there. Like, come on now. Like, they're boying it. Like, they're actually boying it. Like, they're actually taking a piss. Like, they need their own awards, in it. Aspilicueta big up himself. He's there. It's a joke thing, people, you know, and it becomes a popularity contest. Respectfully, Kijia, I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but man, I'm not really there for, you know, forgive me. I'm not watching Italian football all the time, but is he there for his performances for AC Milan, or is he there because obviously, rightly so, he acted very well when the mad thing happened to Ericsson? You know, give man a sports personality award. This is meant to be football, and I'm not trying to sound insensitive. Like, and I think he's been okay for AC Milan, but I mean, come on now. Man are saying out of how many thousands of players out of the top 5 European leagues, these are the 30 best individuals. It's a mad thing, really. Now, people, really, really. There needs to be awards for defender, because the game's gone already against defenders anyways. You know, obviously you still need to be able to do the basics, but whenever we talk about fullbacks, the modern game has changed. It's just about what you do going forward. The first thing we speak about with centre backs is how good they can pass the ball, not if they can marshal a back line, if they can read the game. It's gone mad. It's gone mad. You know, the game has gone mad. You know, potential is this biggest buzzword. There's players on that list who have done fuck all, pardon my French, but because they've got this potential buzzword, they're there. That's not making sense. And like really and truly, across the last year, is there really 30 players that have been better than Chelsea's Mendy and Rudiger? Arguably, a couple of Chelsea names that are on that list. You know, respectfully, none of this is making sense. It's not making sense. You know, it really isn't making sense. It's a joke thing. Like, you know, for me, Diaz deserves to be there. You know, if I had to pick a defender of the year, I'm not sure, man. I would say Diaz for me is up there. Thiago Silva would get there. Really good be in the mix. I don't feel Marquinhos gets any respect he deserves. And I think if he, respectfully PSG, I think if he bops out of there, he needs to go on Madrid or Barca so people really take him in, or somewhere like that. I think Diaz was really good. It made a really good impact last year for City, though. I think Aspilicueta did really well in the Champions League run. I'd probably throw it Rudiger. He's not on the list, but purely defender. And there should be a defender record, because obviously we could have this debate. You know, if Trent was doing what he's doing now, he'd be thrown in. You know, who else is there? Reece James, if it was happening right now, you know, Van Dijk is still Van Dijk. Of course, I'll be advocating for Gabriel. You're mad, of course. But he wouldn't be in the shouts realistically. But gas him is what it is, man. Gives me a thought that football should implement the same awards as the NBA. Have a separate award for solely defense. Yeah, blood. Because listen, at the same time, when Messi and Ronaldo are 9 times out of 10 scoring 90 goals in a calendar year, Lewandowski's doing mad shit like that. I can't really gas up defenders, innit? Really, you know. At the end of the day, we all pay to go to stadiums to watch the showstoppers, innit? You know, it's one of them ones. You know. I'm not saying, not to discredit, I don't know, Vidic and Ferdinand, for example, at United, but man are going to watch Cristiano Ronaldo and Rooney and Berbatov and Tevez and all these guys. They're not necessarily paying to watch defenders. Obviously, when Dani Alves and these sort of men started doing their Samba magic, then defenders started getting a bit more respect when the fullback position kind of changed. And obviously with Trent, and to a lesser degree at this moment in time, Reece James and all these things, hopefully it will change, man. But it just feels like for someone to be there, Trent, for example, is going to have to break Thierry Henry's record to get anywhere near there, or something mad like that. I can't lie. I feel defenders, not everybody should really have to stand out, but it just feels like the midfielders and attackers can be extremely mediocre and still land on this list. You have to try really hard to be on that list. And to be fair, when I start to look at a lot of these names, they all did well. But it feels like a defender, you have to do a Mazza. You have to pocket Messi, cure global hunger and all these things for you get really a look in this thing. It's mad. You ain't making sense, man. It's not midfielders too. To be fair, there's a heavily midfield bias. Or Messi versus Ronaldo, separate award, and you then start to put shine on these sort of man. Dani Alves, the godfather for true, man. Ramos would have monopolized that award if that award was real. To be fair, yeah, man. And then again, take nothing away from Ramos, but it should be the art of defending. It shouldn't be for scoring last minute goals and all of these sort of things, man. Diaz really had that Van Dijk effect when he came into City team, immediately changed their resilience. Exactly. And he looked like he's been there for 10 years and he looks way older with how he plays. Definitely how he looks than 23. Absolute monster. I guess how would you objectively judge defenders? Well, obviously clean sheets and these things play a part. But in the same way, you're talking about league titles. Obviously, if you go back in any Champions League run, yeah, Werner might have scored against Madrid. Havertz might have scored the winner. But I'm sure there's moments where Chelsea were under the cosh and their defenders played quite well. I can't give you an exact example, but Thiago Silva, look at the impact. Man, we're writing him off. Look at the impact he brought to the table. Obviously, Trent is more or less a number 10 in Liverpool's team in the sense of obviously he's playing fullback, but he's a creative juice. Go and, judge him based on that. So just stand out. But like Diaz, anyone that was watching football, you see how Diaz is playing, and it's the same logic with attackers. The criteria seems to change for each player on that list. It seems we all over the place. It's for friends, then, man. He might not, but at the time, he was. And I disagree with that, to be fair. Diaz is still having a great impact, but there's that. Mount is not a top 30 player in the world. Sorry, Chelsea fans. You can objectively rate defenders, how the team does without them in the first 11. I mean, if they're going to get awards for what they've done, it's about how they're playing. Them not being there, we can talk about the impact, but that shouldn't boost their case in relation to things. Obviously, you can then look at the stats, but it's just performances, man. Bro, it's not just about goals. It's about how you're playing, bro. Like, it's about how you're playing. It's about the impact. Sometimes you can evidently see what's going on, man. All these awards favor a certain type of people, man. Whenever there's one instead of Henry, it showed how biased it is. They should do Europe versus World 11. They can advertise it as Messi versus Ronaldo since that's their thing. I mean, if they want. To be honest, it seems like they're making a different awards all the time. Isn't there a goal scoring award now, people? Like, isn't there one goal scoring thing that Lewandowski won? They probably gave it to Robert. So he said that you didn't win Ballon d'Or. Cool, you've got something in it. That's what I'm saying. Ballon, they're probably being tapped up as well. Them journalists, man. There's probably all sorts of funny man games going on when it comes to rating who's who and whatnot. People, it's a bit of a joke thing, if I'm completely honest with you, but. It is what it is. Defenders get no love at all, people. When you look at the Cooper standings, I can't pronounce this, but the Young G Award, obviously Pedri deserves it, and this actually looks more closely aligned. To be fair with you, I can't disagree with anything there. To be fair to you, though, I think Wirtz should be higher than Greenwood and Saka. And maybe in a year's time he would. Gravenberch's the same, but I can't disagree with that. I think Gavi should be probably at least fourth. These are good. These are closer ranks. Nobody's talking to Pedri. Jude Bellingham's a ridiculous footballer. Musiala, I wish we had him for England. Nuno Mendes, a fantastic young player. Bukayo Saka and Mason Greenwood, two of England's best youth players, and they deserve it. Mason Greenwood's a bad boy, as is Saka. Wirtz, again, you look at Wirtz, you look at Musiala, you look at these sort of guys. Germany got a number of players coming through. As does Pedri's Barcelona, and obviously when Fati's fit, he's gonna go and do his thing again. Where is Karim Adeyemi though? Where's Karim Adeyemi? Bit harsh, but it is what it is, people. Let me find the Cooper standings. I can't read her. And I think this is the goalkeeping award, people. Messi, well, Ronaldo has finished outside the top three for the first time since 2010. Obviously, Kante got fifth. This is the goalkeeping award, people. Shout out to Emilio Martinez, sixth. Big up to you. Mendy second. Oh, you know what? You can't really say nothing because it's the Euros, in it. But once again, I personally think if Mendy won the Euros, let's just say Mendy was Italian and Donnarumma was from Senegal, and Donnarumma won the Champions League in the exact same thing we've seen, but flip it around. I don't think Mendy's winning that. I really do think there's an unconscious racist bias when it comes to people. I'm not saying that Donnarumma don't deserve it. I just think Mendy doesn't get his praise, and I think that there's an African tax that gets applied to a lot of players. A lot of them just get reduced to pace and power and aggression and all that BS. I even think Neuer's punching being up there. I think Courtois was better than Neuer last season personally. These are the top 5 in the world. So yeah, Pedri won the Cooper Award. Again, I thought there would be more. Isn't there meant to be like 30 names? Fair play though. Done your thing, man. Ronaldo's apparently hit back as well at some of these claims. I saw this as well, people, for what it's worth. Cristiano Ronaldo criticizes French football editor over Messi's claims. Ronaldo only has one ambition, and that is to retire with more Ballon d'Ors than Messi. I know because he has told me, rah, rah. So somebody's lying, people. Ronaldo's hit back. Today's outcome explains the comments by Pascal Fier last week when he stated that I confided in him that my only ambition was to finish my career with more than Lionel Messi. He said he's lied and used my name to promote himself and to promote the publication that he works for. It is unacceptable for people responsible for handing out such a prestigious award lie in this way and to show disrespect to someone who has always respected French football and the Ballon d'Or. He lied again today to justify my absence from the ceremony due to an alleged quarantine that has no reason to exist. I always congratulate whoever wins in tandem with sportsmanship and fair play that have underpinned my career since the start. I do that because I'm never against anyone. I always win for myself and for the clubs I support. I win for myself and for those who love me. I don't win against anyone. My biggest ambition in my career is to win trophies at club and international level for clubs that I play for and my national team. My biggest ambition in my career is to set a good example for everyone who wants to be a professional footballer. I love Ronaldo because I think he's extremely more humble than people give him credit for, even if he's got every reason not to. And I just love Ronaldo, innit, really and truly. I'll finish by saying that my focus is already on Manchester United's next game and everything that we can still achieve this season alongside my teammates and our fans. As for the rest is just that. Well, that's true, man. I'm not a big fan of journalists lying in it. So shout out Cristiano Ronaldo for saying that. Bit, Van Bronckhorst has done Defoe a bit dirty. He's got rid of him out of his coaching role, but he said he'll have a part to play as a player. So he's probably going to be a bit part lad. It is what it is. UEFA has urged clubs to teach players about concussions. I do think everybody in life, well, specifically footballers, should be taught first aid and concussion in it. We should everyone in life, like I know first aid. I'm not gonna lie, I need to go on a refresher. If something happens, I can save a life, but it's a good life skill in it, car. You can save someone from being brain dead, literally. But away from that, it is what it is, man. Ronaldo doesn't cheat the game, kind of like LeBron James. He wants to be thankful for top 10. This is definitely true. Most journalists are dumbasses. No way this is true. Messi living in his head rent-free. Who's the last African descendant player that won it? You're probably right. It's not even that. They're just unconscious bias. I do think a lot of African players, don't get twisted. Physicality is a thing. If man are physical, whether he's white or black, if man are physical in this thing, you can mention physicality. But I just feel, even with players that are not necessarily household names, Ndombele, for example, the man's wonderful. Fair enough, he's not setting the world alight at Spurs. Wonderful player. But man, talk about physical qualities. Yaya Toure, of course, Yaya Toure is a physical man. He's 6 foot plus. But man, talk about the technical ability. Don't talk about the technical ability first. Even Mo Salah, he's not the most techie, but man, talk about the aggressiveness and stuff like that. You've got to listen to how players are spoken about. I've heard journalists talk about Rashford in that way. I'm like, all right, cool. Rashford, he's got tutu muscle and he's strong, but come on now, really? Like I said, Mendy's suffering from there is a bias, not just for African countries, for countries. It is what it is. It's like the world. There is a somewhat bias around it, really and truly. And I think Mendy has suffered from that. Because it's not Mendizio or Mendiana or some mad thing like that. Like, I do think it's that. Genuinely. Like, because it feels like Mendy's done absolute madness and still not got rated. And certain of his counterparts, like Anua, for example, been meaty last season and still up there for awards. And again, this is the unconscious bias that certain people are going with. It's like Mane for a while. He suffered from the Senegalese tax same way. It's brazy, bro. It's brazy. Aye, Arsene Wenger disciple. Need these live streams, DG. Starts off my mornings and gets me through the week. Shout from Toronto. I appreciate you lot, man. Again, without you lot, there'd be no point sitting here, innit? And, the good news is there's hella content to come. I probably will be squeezing in a football manager session, but I'm pretty sure 2 p.m., 11:30, I'm going to go live on YouTube, as you lot already know, people. Tuesday, which is today, I'm going to have Statman Baines. We're going to talk about Arsenal, Man United. I'm probably going to get Aaron on that one as well. Tomorrow, I'm going to have Flawless. I'm trying to get Harj as well, seeing what we can do there with Arsenal, Man United and things like that. Need to get Coach Gerald Lamb, but there's just no time. Sorry for smacking up the screen there, people, but it is what it is. Elsewhere away from that, apparently Chelsea have been drawn. Chelsea have drew Auckland City, El Jazeera or El Hilal, pardon, in the FIFA, Club World Cup semi-finals. As you lot know, they're into the semis as a result of winning the Champions League, people. So yeah, that's where them and they are concerned. So it's a bit of a mad one. What else is going on in the world of football, people? Obviously, we spoke about it yesterday. You've got a whole lot of Premier League games this week. Apparently, Manchester United versus Young Boys could move to a neutral venue, people. I'm pretty sure that's in relation to Switzerland, which it says Switzerland have changed its rules for UK arrivals and amid the emergence of this new variant, so that could be a problem. And it's getting quite sad for football fans. Like, obviously, it's completely different, but you look how the snow just completely ruined it for Spurs fans going over to Burnley. Obviously, there's probably some Man United fans who, I know there's measures in place, but have probably booked time off work and booked their hotels and their travel and living arrangements to go to Switzerland. So again, they face the prospect of, I don't know what they're going to do to get their money back. And this could be played in effing Mars, I'm guessing, but it could be played somewhere elsewhere in Europe. So that's that. So something, if you're a United fan, keep that in mind, innit? As you lot already know, people, it's officially been announced, but we actually didn't speak about it yesterday. Obviously, the worst kept secret in football currently, Ralph Rangnick has been confirmed finally as Manchester United manager, and we can speculate as to what he's going to do. I think the people that will benefit the most, I think he'll get on well with Cristiano Ronaldo. I think you're going to see an even better Jadon Sancho, off the ball. So a result of that is going to be a better Jadon Sancho on the ball. Off the ball makes everything, people. Everything that the best footballers have seen everything. That great pass you've seen by Modric or Cesc Fabregas or someone, that's because, or David Silva, that's because they've seen it already before it's happened. They've just physically done it. To be a better footballer, you need to become a better thinker, in my humble opinion. Anyways, people, you need to become a better thinker. So I think they're on track to do that. I think Jadon Sancho will benefit. I think obviously Rashford will probably benefit. I think there'll be, with United, it seems like they sign players and then try to find a system. There'll be more of a system and then players, and they're still going to sign stars and glamorous guys, but they need players who are competent first, name second, and I think they'll do that. Obviously, Ralph is going to need a team because he hasn't got every player that he's been linked with developing. He hasn't found them himself. It's been a team, in it. He's going to need a team, but I think it will be a good signing for them for what it's worth, people. And again, he's going to move upstairs. I think he'll do even better work there as long as everybody buys in, because one man can't change it. One man can't do it all by himself. But for what it's worth, people, hopefully this is the last time we speak on Ralph Rangnick. To be fair to you, it probably won't be the last thing we speak about Ralph Rangnick, because I'm going to have some United fans, and United, bloody hell, swear down, Ralph Rangnick is your new manager. Bloody hell, 10 things you might not know. We know he likes a lot of intensity and stuff. Bloody hell, man, the whole page is littered with it. Absolutely littered with it. All I was coming for is the news. Where's the damn announcement, bro? Like, where's just want to see the announcement that it's been done. Thank you. Like, bare different things. Manchester United is delighted to announce the appointment of Ralph Rangnick as interim manager until the end of the season, subject to work visa requirements, people. Manchester United's sporting football director, better yet, John Morton, I believe. Ralph is one of the most respected coaches and innovators in European football. He was our number one candidate for the interim manager, reflecting the invaluable leadership and technical skills he will bring from almost 4 decades of experience in management and coaching. Everyone at the club is looking forward to working with him during the season ahead and then for a further 2 years in his advisory role. Ralph said, "I'm excited to be joining Manchester United and focus on making this a successful season for the club. The squad is full of talent and has a great balance of youth and experience. All my efforts for the next 6 months will be on helping these players fulfill their potential, both individually and most importantly as a team, as it should be. Beyond that, I look forward to supporting the club's longer-term goals on a consultancy basis. Carrick will remain in charge until work permit things are finalized. Man United, who have to pay no compensation to Lokomotiv Moscow, have paid homage to them for their help in relation to this." Bit interesting. I want to see what we didn't know about him, really. I want to see this article. He was born in 1958, a month after United played FA Cup final. As part of his English and PE degree during his student days, he lived for a year on the South Coast and attended Sussex Uni. Fair play. He recalls the visiting the, he recalls visiting Highbury and that. So he's really an Arsenal fan. He just pretending he likes this United bullshit. Fair play. But this ain't really good. Yeah, he played non-league in England. We all know he's the godfather of the Gen press. I can't say it. And obviously, Hassan Hall, too, Thomas Tuchel, Julian the Guzman, Klopp, they've all got to pay homage to him. And I mean, this is someone who I try to be like in my own thing. Sachi, I try to make my own football like him, people. So yeah, people. And this is one thing I like about him as well, because I think he always talks about the best time to score when you've won it back and things like that. These are the things when I think of German coaches and stuff. These are the things, people. When you look at it, he said we had a countdown custom clock made for us. He said during his time at Hoffenheim, the assistant coach activated it and he starts ticking. We use it for a game called the 8-second rule. The players hear that ticking, hear that player ticking, and know they have to get the ball back within 8 seconds. Or if they have possession, they need to take a shot within 10 seconds. It can be irritating for them at first, but what we notice is this time of training can affect players within weeks. And again, I remember reading an article where he said the best time to score is, I believe, 10 seconds after regaining possession, and or something like that in it. And again, I am not smart enough to obviously watch a game and see that's happening, but it is these little finer intricacies. I mean, you've gone from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is probably, picking his nose in the managerial hot seat like I'm sitting here, to Ralph. And again, all these young players should be excited with him. But yeah, it looks rubby. Other than that, it don't look like there's too much to say on these articles. They're a bit of an underkiller. I thought they were going to come out with some mad statistics and all these things. I didn't know he spent a period living in England, but it is what it is. Ralph Rangnick, interim job confirmed. Fair enough. That's that, innit? Really. What's the time? Because we got to be live soon as well on YouTube. I can't see United being a pressing team with their players. I mean, I think they can. If the one thing Fred and McTominay can do is probably press. I think you can do it with Greenwood, with Rashford. I think you can do it. You're not going to get it for 90 minutes, but Ronaldo can do it. And you've got a bug. Jaden can do it. They did it very well. I think that them character building blocks could be revamped and stuff. I think they could do it. So yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is there. Meant to be an interesting one. As I said, make sure you're checking your schedules today, people. A bag of content. Well, Carrick, they got a good result against Chelsea. Obviously, I think it's more of a case of how poor Chelsea were not taking their chances, but United can't account for that, innit? Apparently, good news though. He'll have time to train them, man, there, but I don't know if he'll have time to do a mad thing, Rangnick won't be in charge for Manchester. Oh, yeah, you can press with Bruno Fernandes as well. I think you can with Pogba, but I don't think you're going to get that. Apparently, he won't be in charge for his game against Arsenal on Thursday, people, due to obviously work permit issues and with the COVID stuff. So, Carrick can get one last win against us if he wants stuff. But yeah, man, is what it is. That's a benefit. Yeah, I think Pogba can press. The best players can press. I'm not being funny, but I don't like to talk about Pogba's physical attributes because the man's got it, but you're a professional footballer, and Pogba strikes me as someone that, contrary to popular beliefs, he looks after himself. He's not a smoker. He's not any of them things. So why can't Pogba press? Why can't he? Like what is there with pressing that people can't do? Pressing should be one of the, as long as you're able to think, you should be able to press. Pressing should be one of the coordinated pressing should be one of the easiest things. Personally. What Simon Stone tier 1 confirmed Ralph won't be in the dugout. What's tier 1 mean? I'm a United fan and I can't stand the way the world is gassing this up. He isn't going to change our fortune in 6 months. This will take time. It will take time. And like I said, everyone has to sing from the hymn sheet. The players have to want to buy into what he's doing. He has to have the right coaching staff. Especially in the consultancy role, he needs the right scouting. You think he's going to be looking and finding them unearthed gems in Africa, in other parts of Europe, etc. He needs a team. So United need to equip him with that. Like I said, United, for me, it feels like United need a framework and then you buy players. Let's just say we play 4-4-3, 4-3-3 attacking football. They're the sort of players you need to be looking for. Obviously, there's exceptions to the rules. At the moment, it doesn't look like it's looked like United are just signing players and it's great. Ronaldo this, Sancho that, and then man are looking like square pegs and round holes. And when you've got managers like Oli that are just not good, it's gonna highlight these things very more, man. But obviously, I don't know. Well, if he's not going to be in charge, then I don't know if that means he's in the country. But you'd imagine he's spoken to the players. As I've said, I'm from a neutral point of view. I'm just keen to see what United are like off the ball, because I think they're terrible off it, and I think that's why, among everything, you see them up there for the goals they've conceded. I think they've got 21, 22. He's not going to accept that. He understands that's a myth. Like you said, you look at some of the errors which United have conceded goals. It's like a sequence of errors. Like, not to get onto him, Wan-Bissaka might lose the ball, but then this midfielder's not tracking this runner. This left back isn't covering. It's a thinkers man game. And as you just saw, sorry for that, people, the light went on. As you just saw with him saying 8 seconds and things, it's about that. I think United have to change the thinking. You've got a lot of players, like at Arsenal, there's a lot of players with bad habits. So you have to want, some bad habits that they've probably adopted since they've been under Oli, etc. Some that they've had along their own ways. And, you've got to get rid of bad habits and promote good habits. If you're going to promote good habits, you need to think of positive triggers in your mind. So it's one of them. He's not in the country, so it's a madness. DG, if McTominay was English, would he get a call up? I reckon so. The bar's on the floor with our midfielders, really. I'm just hoping Loftus-Cheek can stay fit so he can get a call up. It's a madness. Are the Glazers going to give this man the resources for him to do his job effectively? That's the biggest question. Obviously, off the field looks a shambles at United, but as an ignorant neutral, I can't tell United about Glazers and things, but I'm seeing Ronaldo coming. I'm seeing a big outlay on Varane. Maybe not the transfer fee, everything that comes into it. I'm seeing Sancho brought. I think I don't know for backing, but I'm not backing the Glazers, but it hardly sounds like woe is me personally. They leak goals exactly. That defense getting fixed is key. They will, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'll just say a couple of signings. I wouldn't say Rangnick only has January if he's the interim gaffer, and I'd say United need more than just one transfer window. I mean, it's a bit ridiculous to assume this is a quick fix. They might get a managerial bounce, but long-lasting changes to get that club back to where it used to be, it's not going to take a matter of months. But again, as I used to say with Arsenal, Rome weren't built in a day. So I guess United fans just simply want to see scaffolding being put up, plumbing being done, just little building blocks. But again, off the field, he can have all the ideas he wants. The players might buy into it, but people above him need to be able to sing from the same hymn sheet. You reckon he only needs one window? So United only need one window to go back into the title challenges and them things there. It's a bit naive. Rangnick about to come out in 3 weeks like Conte and say the level at United isn't too high, bro. If United play a high line and press and attack Maguire, well, not sure what that means, but all right. What else are we saying? Is it normal to have a big game like this on a Thursday? It's the fixture list, man. It's the fixture list. Yes, to get on with it. I mean, technically, I'm so sure Arsenal, this game is probably, obviously it's going to be on Amazon, so there's that around it. But I'm pretty sure Arsenal United, this game was moved initially. I'm sure this game was moved. I'm sure it wasn't always for this. Oh, my bad, my guy. I was about to say, G1, no way you believe that everything's going to get fixed in a month. You're smarter than that. Exactly, spending it as well. Spending is the issue. Look at Arsenal as well. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I keep relating it to it. As much as we say we're broke and woe is me, and a lot of it's true, that 150 million had to stretch. We spent recklessly, Again, Lacazette ain't been a bad player, but have you got too much bang for that 52 million? Granit Xhaka, Mustafi, Nicolas Pepe, and obviously the ones that might not be expensive, but the free transfers of Willian, etc., etc. Exactly, it did get moved. DG, if you were gaffer, would you rotate Bruno or Ronaldo? I mean, every player is going to have rotation. I mean, I can't lie. I think I'd be, unpopular opinion, I'd be looking to find balance. I think I know a lot of noise was made about Bruno and Ronaldo. Could they link up and stuff like that? I feel you could do a lot with them. But again, the midfield, I feel the minute United get fixed that midfield, like my club, you see a bit more from your attackers, man. Man said 50% of United's coaching problems are 50% of United's problems are coaching. The other 50% is Maguire, Shaw, McTominay. Harsh. Bro, at the end of the day, United can't feel sorry for themselves. Their season's gone down the shitter. It's gone away from winning the league, and they were very puffing out their chest with winning the league. It's gone down the shitter. But reality is, mathematically, there's still a lot to play for. They're hardly, the sentiment suggests United are piss poor, but they're hardly miles off the race for Europe. They're still in every competition. They've got a new manager. The players have got to want to fix up now. At the end of the day, there's still a lot to play for. They can feel sorry for themselves, woe is me, or they can forgive themselves for their mistakes, earn the right to prove fans wrong and their club wrong, listen to what the new manager is saying, hold themselves accountable, and then take them away. I'm not going to lie. It looks like a bunch of players at United are pretenders. A bit like Arsenal. They know that they're lucky to be there, because it's not the Fergusons, United and things like that. People look like, woe is me. People look like they're doing United a favor playing for them, if I'm honest with you. To be fair, I don't know. Oba weren't 65, and I don't know why Oba's being thrown in there. Oba's been a success at Arsenal. I think that's a bit of a cap. Like, the other three, I don't think Lacazette's been bad, but it's been underwhelming. Xhaka still polarizes opinion. Pepe flopped. Aubameyang, I don't know why his name is there. God, he's been successful, man. I think both clubs spending on mediocrity. 50 million on Wan-Bissaka is the living, breathing definition. Yeah, we're all big spenders, but Arsenal, looking at Arsenal, if we're meant to be self-financing, we need to get more bang for our buck. Obviously, certain people are able to take more risks, but there's not been too many signings that have banged. And that comes down to, certain people have left, but it's reckless spending. It's not getting as much bang out of your buck. Same way right now, these players are not perfect, but you spent some money. Tomiyasu looks like good value for money. Ben White looks like he's en route to prove that. Ramsdale looks like 30. I'm going to. I'm not saying Ramsdale has. I think we're making two different points, or I've misread you. I don't know what you're getting at, but fair play to you. I don't think Ramsdale's done, proven everything to the world, but I'm pretty sure I'd say that's a success, because we're gonna make 30 million back on him. I would say Tomiyasu for 20 odd, it makes sense. Lokonga looks like you can make a profit if it goes wrong. So this is the first time in a while Arsenal have spent peas and it looks decent. How many times is not? For every one time you've got it right with Aubameyang or Alexis Sanchez, how many times has it not been right? Certain people get it right than others. Bro, Wan-Bissaka's just got a lot of bad habits. You can get a better tune out of him. Man said, would I take Werner in, Jan? Serious questions, please. That's my point, Colored Diego. But at Palace, he was cooking. But a United right back and a Palace right back, the expectation levels are extremely different. And this is it, And this is the thing with the Premier League. The Premier League, not just Arsenal, United, two teams I've said. Teams can get things wrong and big money spending. Teams can get things wrong. If a guy flops at City, he's out the door. Other teams in the world can't do this, and it's not just us; it's the smaller clubs. How many smaller clubs do you see by a whole bunch of man, and we sit here on YouTube or Twitch and we say, "Yo, they might do bits. They've signed this guy and that guy, and they ain't got too much bang for their buck." Look at the small clubs like Spurs and Ndombele. They're allowed to spend money and nothing. The equivalent to Spurs, I don't know. Enfield Town, I don't know. They're allowed to get away with a lot. You see that elegant Spurs dig, people. Is it just really calm? Like, I could have helped myself. I could have helped myself. There's a difference between spending and net spend. Big up my guy Mo. If you talk about spending money, then you use net spend number. You make zero sense. Yeah, it's true, but the same logic, whether it's net spend, as long as money has left one account to another, and we've bought a player and it ain't really banged, there's issues there. More accountability needs to go towards who spends the money. True, when you look at wages, you look at Varane, the true costs, and Ben White, Varane's more expensive than Ben White when you consider wages and all of these things. Varane isn't a free transfer, but fans don't understand this. So I hear where you're coming from. Do you think the Premier is going to see another rivalry like Arsenal United? Because to be honest, I don't see it with both our owners in charge. Probably, but it might not be us, innit? United might roar back into it, but I don't know, man. What would you say is a real rivalry in the Premier League right now? It's probably just when Klopp bucks Pep. Maybe now when Tuchel and Klopp play each other, Tuchel and Pep, because Pep seems to, can't get one over on Tuchel. I think he's beaten once. Football is gone, man. Marcelo Flores will talk about me 11:30. He's a good player, man, and he's probably gonna get thingy. They're probably trying to cap him because obviously he's technically England complete. He can play for England. He can play for Mexico. He can play for Canada, and I'm sure he can play for another one. Good look for him. Ben White looking like more value at the moment. He plays more too. A bit harsh on Varane. I hear you though, man. Pardon me. And I think the problem with football fans in general is we're always looking at we're never looking at our own paper or our own plate. We're always watching what other teams are doing. Is what it is, man. But just clubs have got very reckless. Very reckless with spending. Very, very reckless people. It is what it is. But obviously, he should play for Mexico. I hope he does. Man are going to play for Mexico before he's been playing for Arsenal's first team. I think he's a baller. I think he's got a lot to work on before he touches Arsenal's first team. Ball retention could be a bit better. Sometimes he does go quiet in games, but he does know how to find the goal, and he has scored some important goals. As you lot have seen, I've been talking about him on my YouTube account, but on that note, though, this has been a fantastic live stream, people. But I'm gonna have to love and leave you lot to prepare for the 11:30 on YouTube. I haven't uploaded it yet, but just click on my YouTube channel and hit it up. I know PG1D sort of guys. Oh man, I know you lot are gonna be there. And I thank you in advance. I appreciate you lot. If you know, and obviously on Twitch, make sure you're checking your schedule. I'm gonna be back on Twitch at 2 p.m. I'm gonna have Statman Baines here, maybe Aaron as well. If we can get him on, we'll preview Arsenal versus Man United. I want to ask Statman a bit more about Ralph, tap into the United fan base a bit more, how they're feeling, not just about the game, but in general. So it is what it is, man, in general. And I'm probably going to play Football Manager at some point. I was thinking to do a Leeds Crystal Palace watch along on Twitch. I might, if that's what you lot want. I have to probably have to tell my editor in a couple of hours to get that one done. You got to give a man a chance, but it is what it is. And again, you lot make these streams across YouTube and Twitch. You lot make these what they are. If you lot didn't support the thing, it'd be dead. So I appreciate you lot support. I appreciate the opinions, the talking points, the different of opinions, the diversity, whether you're an Arsenal fan, United, Chelsea, sadly Spurs, not a fan of any of these clubs or in general, you lot make this for what it is. You lot make sure you're there and ask him about Ronaldo. You lot keep saying that. Is there something I don't know about Ronaldo? Obviously, is it in relation to him not winning the thing? But I don't know, man. Again, you lot, especially you United fans, you lot, again, I'm sure there's some United talking points and stuff that's gone over my head or I'm ignorant to. So make sure you're there and you come and offer your 2 cents, people. Again, you lot make this what it is, man. If you're doing a combined 11, you better be onto him. You know me, I don't like to do that combined 11. My thing is not, we'll have a laugh and a joke, but I'm not really with this. Obviously, if we do a combined 11, but I'm not really for this. Your club shit, my club's good. Your players shit, my club shit. This and that. Boy in United, us getting boyed. You know me. I'm not really with that. I'm not really with that at all, man. I'm not really with that at all, man. It's all dead. I can imagine it, but I can imagine. Do you know what? If you're saying Statman is a Ronaldo lover and rants, that I can imagine. I might go and watch that quickly, man. Yeah, you haven't done one since I remember, but it's not really my thing, man. It's not really my thing. If I had to do a combined Arsenal 11 off the top of my head just before we get out of here, combined United Arsenal 11, Ramsdale in goal, bias thing. Now I'm playing De Gea in goal. Tomiyasu right back, Wan-Bissaka. Well, you need to go and bring some jollof or something for us to eat, car. You're not playing. Tierney, well, we got 3 left backs better than Shaw, in my opinion. I'm being shameless. Tavares thing. Saka playing there as so for England. Tierney, I can't lie, bias thing. I'd say, well, Varane's there. I'd say Varane, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Tierney, De Gea in goal, midfield, everybody's fit, 4-3-3 business. Paul Pogba. I don't care if it's a deep, more withdrawn role or not. I'm screaming Paul Pogba. It's an IC3 thing. Paul Pogba, Thomas Partey. I want to go Smith Rowe, but I'm gonna say, you know what? Bruno Fernandes in the 10. Greenwood right, Saka left, Ronaldo up front. That's my thing. So let me see if I can remember that again. De Gea in goal, Tomiyasu on the right, Tierney left back, Varane and everybody fit. Gabriel and Varane centre halves, Partey and Pogba in the middle, P and P. Bruno Fernandes in the middle, Bruno / Smith Rowe in the middle, on the left Saka, on the right Greenwood, through the middle Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, obviously want to be a bit biased and get a few Arsenal man in there. I'm a big fan of Paul Pogba and Greenwood. They're always going to play. Jadon Sancho as well. Yeah, Tierney, form or not, I think he's better than Shaw, so he plays for me. I don't think Maguire gets in ahead of Varane or Gabriel, or even probably Ben White on current form, really and truly. De Gea gets in goal. You got a Chelsea fan who's saying Smith Rowe over Bruno as a Chelsea fan. I hear it, but I just feel I'd have Partey and Pogba. Pogba will be doing the regulation thing. Partey will be doing the Kante role. Bruno, not going to hold on to the ball too many times. It's going to frustrate me, but you go and get your goals. You've got Greenwood and Saka on the left and the right. It's a crime scene, Greenwood's cutting in. Saka's doing a madness. You've got Ronaldo there as well. It's mad. Defense, De Gea, no one's getting past him. Ramsdale, you're on the bench. Left back, Tierney, current form. Current form or not, Tierney's my guy. Varane and Gabriel, little younger and older, it'd be good. Obviously, Tommy Wan-Bissaka's not chatting to him, man. Ramsdale over De Gea. If we're talking this season, then it's unpopular opinion. I disagree. I think United have been terrible. De Gea has been quite good. Big up Ramsdale. But I feel, listen, and there is a reality on current form. But for me, it's De Gea over him, innit? If we're doing this combined thing, Jesse in that United false nine could ball. Yeah, I'll take your word for it, man. Hey, man, I've got Greenwood on the right, Saka on the left. And to be fair, as much as I like Sancho, what the fuck's he done in England, mate? I know you're a United fan, but stop chatting shit, bro. Can't lie, I might block you because this TTV guys who actually always here chatting shit. That would be horrible, I can't lie, but good on paper. Of course, that's all it's about, paper. I think if I wanted it to function, I think if I take Bruno out, it functions for me. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to get out of here, people. Yeah, man. Is what it is. De Gea is horrible the moment something isn't a shot. He's a goalie, though, man. All right. But on that note, people, I'm going to go prepare for 11:30. So, yeah, man. This is why I don't do it, bro. It's moist, bro. Man, start crying. And you can always tell people who haven't kicked ball. You can always see. They start revealing themselves, bro. They start revealing themselves. The real ones didn't check shit. The pussies did. So, yeah, on that note, though, let me get out of here, people. On that note, let me keep it moving. People, it's been a pleasure. As usual, it's been an early morning one. It's been crazy, man. I really love it. Man said 0 claims. Yeah, I'm not going to listen. I just think De Gea is a good goalie in it, man. But on that note, people, stay blessed, stay safe. As I said, check out the Twitch schedules because there's a bag of content today, tomorrow, or whatever, people. Football Manager in the evening. Arsenal United preview at 2 p.m. 11:30 over on YouTube where it's an Arsenal thing. And then, yeah, man, obviously Wednesday, tomorrow, I'll do my own Arsenal versus United preview where it's just me. And then, yeah, man, Thursday it's Arsenal United. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing Liverpool versus Everton. That will be a live watch along on YouTube. Friday, obviously, we'll be preparing. Probably, I'm sure it's West Ham Chelsea on Saturday. So I'll do a watch along either on Twitch or on YouTube for that. And probably Sunday, I'm thinking, I'm not going to lie, the Premier League fixtures look dead in it. So probably looking at maybe seeing what we can do around international, around the European leagues. I don't know if PSG are playing in the evening, Marseille are playing in the evening or whatever. And then next week, I'm sure we've got Everton on the Monday and then it's Champions League Tuesday, Wednesday. So the next 2 weeks, people, bare content. Make sure you're not missing any, Make sure you're watching the live replay streams on Twitch, on YouTube as well. On that note, though, on a serious one now, yeah? You lot stay blessed. You lot stay safe. It's been a pleasure, but I'm going to have to love and leave every one of you people. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay in good health. Attack your goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations for the day. And I'll buck you at 11:30 or whenever. Stay blessed. I'm out.
Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like